to navigate the legal minefield that is gun ownership in California. As they say, we are behind enemy lines. In California, we have it all. It's a gun control supporter's dream. We have the assault weapon ban. We have a 10-day waiting period. We have an approved list of handguns that can be sold in the state. We have micro-stamping requirements on handguns, a theoretical firearms tracing technology that's never been proven to actually exist. We have high-capacity magazine bans, universal background checks, and gun violence restraining orders, or red flag laws. List goes on and on. However, none of these laws actually reduce gun violence, mass shooting, suicides, or general criminal behavior. Criminals still get their guns illegally, and regardless of what law California puts in place. In California, the law-abiding gun owner is the one that's negatively affected by these laws. And unfortunately, California is the birthplace for many of these draconian and absurd laws that are now being proposed on the federal level and in your individual states. This is why it's vitally important to not write California off as a lost cause. This is the reason I believe the fight for the Second Amendment depends on our success in California and why we fight so hard to oppose these laws in California. Most recently, I've had the pleasure of stepping into the ring and challenging two of California's feel-good gun restrictions, representing California individuals and FFLs, as well as Second Amendment Foundation, Firearms Policy Coalition, Firearms Policy Foundation, the Cal Gun Rights Foundation, and the San Diego County Gun Owners Association. As these are active cases, I can't go into too much detail, but I will give you a nice little summary. So as of July 1st, 2019, California enacted a ban on the selling and transferring of all types of firearms to young adults ages 18 to 20. According to the state, these young adults who can enter into the military and die for their country, enter into contracts, get married, and be tried as adults in criminal matters, they are too immature and impulsive to be trusted with guns. So the state decided to completely strip them of their fundamental right of self-defense. Our federal court case, Jones v. Becerra, is going to change that. Our Constitution is very clear. A review of firearms restrictions dating back to colonial and founding eras are clear. Young adults have the right to defend themselves. They have the right to keep and bear arms, and we're going to prove that in court. I've also had the pleasure of challenging California's assault weapon ban, and another federal court challenge, Miller v. Becerra. In this case, I'm working with another fantastic attorney who you're going to hear from today, George Lee. And whether you're up to date on California's many gun restrictions, you're now becoming familiar with the assault weapon laws because the federal assault weapon ban that was that's been proposed was based off of California's law. In California, among the other restrictions of what kind of plastic grip or adjustable stock you can attach onto your gun, if an individual takes their lawfully owned rifle that does not meet the definition of an assault weapon, and they insert their lawfully owned high-capacity magazine into that gun, they've now magically created an assault weapon and have committed at least 2 felonies under California law. Can't have that. Both of these guns and their magazines are arguably the most commonly used firearms in the country and are used for self-defense, sport, recreation, hunting, and any other lawful purpose you can think of. The Supreme Court in Heller was clear. These arms are fully protected under the Second Amendment, and we're going to hold the state of California to that. The Second Amendment litigation efforts are stronger than ever. We are going to do everything we can to restore the Second Amendment to California. Nevertheless, past legal decisions in California, as well as decisions that come out of the Ninth Circuit, have showed us that even when the Constitution and the law is on our side, it is always an uphill battle. Therefore, that's why it's extremely important that all of you continue to do what you do. Continue to be responsible advocates for the Second Amendment. Help replace ignorance with knowledge, introduce reason and spread awareness, and never be complacent because the state that you are in doesn't have those crazy laws like that one on the coast. We have the numbers and support to put the right people into office that defend the Constitution rather than strip it of its meaning. Litigation is truly the last stand when it comes to these laws. We cannot forget the many tools that we have available to us through these organizations, our grassroots efforts, and through our vote. I'm a gun owner in California. I'm fighting for my rights as well as your rights. It's personal. It really is. We're going to do everything we can to restore those rights. Thank you.